Politics moves fast, and we make sure you don't miss a thing. Here you'll find raw, real statements from politicians that matter. Want to stay ahead of the headlines? Hit that subscribe button and follow the action in real time.
I was about 7, so this would be about 1971, 1972, and my granny lived in a ground floor flat in Stenhouse in Edinburgh, and I was there just stoating about, and I was rummaging about in a drawer in her wardrobe. It was a big drawer underneath the wardrobe, and I came across this frame which had 4 medals in it, and they were, on a cushion. It was very pristine, and it was covered by a towel. And I wandered through to her to see, what's this? And she sat me down, and she explained that these were the medals that her son, my mum's brother, my late uncle, had been awarded for his service in the Second World War. And one of the medals was the Victoria Cross.
It's like the highest honour you can receive, isn't it?
It's the highest award for gallantry you can receive in the British Armed Forces. My uncle he's called Thomas Hunter. He was a corporal in the Royal Marines, and he had led a troop as part of the invasion to reclaim Italy and to get the fascists out. So they were going across land, and suddenly they came under attack, and there were German forces there. So my uncle was in command of the troop, and he basically took a Bren gun and went out onto the open land to try to defend his troop. And he commanded all the fire that was coming their way. There were, the German troops were firing at him exclusively, which gave the rest of his troop time to get cover. And he continued to go ahead. He got into a building, and he suppressed some of the Germans, and the fighting went on, and then he was killed with a bullet instantaneously. Now, what then essentially was judged was that he had laid down his life to protect the others, and he'd been awarded the Victoria Cross. So my granny explained all this to me. This was news to me, obviously. I was very young. And I remember looking up at her, and I saw her face. She looked like a woman who'd just been told that minute that her son had been killed. So that grief never left her face. It was emblazoned on her face. And when I think about that over the subsequent years before she died, I could still see that grief there. So it's been an incredible connection.
Yeah.
And my granny took a decision in the mid-1970s before she died to bequeath the Victoria Cross to the Royal Marines. So they have that. But I saw the actual medal just a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
It was the 80th anniversary of my uncle's death.
April the 3rd.
April the 3rd. And it was just a week before that, the Royal Marines had an event to commemorate his life. And for the first time ever, since that moment, or since the medal was given to the Royal Marines, I saw the real medal, because the one that's on display is a replica. And this was the real medal, which had been brought up under intense security to that event.
The crazy thing for me about looking back at World War II, and you saying your granny, like, the grief still being etched in her face, like, feeling so fresh. So I would have learned about World War II in like the 1990s, but I'm watching it in black and white, and it seems so abstract and so far removed. But so the time period would have been, 50 years previous, but if I go back 50 years now, it's only the 1970s.
Correct.
I was playing music for the 70s in my car on the way here.
Of course.
So it's not that long ago.
And also, when you think back to that moment where I discovered the medal and my granny explained it all to me, that was about 25 years after the end of the war.
Aye.
So it actually wasn't an awful long time that had
Right.
elapsed, which is, 25 years ago was the millennium. Scottish Parliament was established 26
yeah,
years ago.
aye.
So it's not exactly,
It's not that far.
but I think that the point that I never forgot was the fact that my granny, I could see on her face the agony of losing her son.
Thanks for watching. If you want to keep up with what's really being said in politics, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.